Yeah, listening to Cess and C-Flash, always talking sports on Village Legends podcast.
Okay? Sit your asses down and stop the nonsense. Let it go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 6, the Village Legends podcast. I'm your man, Cess, with my boy C-Flash by my side. We are back once again. It is Sunday, May 11th, 2025. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to our wives, our mothers, our baby mothers, all that good stuff. Yes. And we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to take a trip through the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk some NFL news. The MLB is picking up the pace with the summer getting warmed up here. We'll talk the power rankings there. My man C-Flash will have his great boxing segment as well. We'll have an extra point later on in the mix as well. We'll talk a little soccer, a little Kentucky Derby action, and whatever else comes to mind. Let's get it kicked off today with the NBA playoffs. They are hot, as we know, my man C. Let's talk to him. I know the Knicks took an L yesterday, but that was a must-win for the Celtics there in a lot of ways. They were down 2-0 coming into New York, a big win for them. Let's see what we got, brother. Take it away.
What up, good people? Episode 6. We back at it again. The NBA is live. You know, right now, this is playoff basketball at its best. And if I didn't say it in any other episodes, I'm saying it today. The NBA is back. All right? Folks, again, the NBA is back. And these young stars are rising to the occasion. I'm very, very proud of what I'm seeing. At the end of the day, you know, again, me and my man Seth, we come from the old school where we seen basketball and we seen the physicality, we seen the hunger, we seen the grit. A lot of that I felt has disappeared, but it seems like they're coming back. The Shea Alexanders is up there for MVP of the NBA League, along with Jokic. They are fighting to tooth and nail, whatever. Forget about all that other, sayings. But I'm saying they're gritting like lions versus elephants and lions versus hyenas. They are going at each other. They just tied the series 2-2. Right now, the Thunder is their final score was, I believe, the final score. We'll get back to you on that, my good people.
92-87, Thunder, 92-87. Just went final a couple minutes ago, so forgive us, but we're on top of it. Go ahead,
yes.
brother.
At the end of the day, this has been a real battle between both teams. You have the new generation trying to dethrone the defending champs. Jokic is a 3-time MVP, as everyone knows. And I've told and alerted to my sources and people along the way in the sports world that the winner of this game will be crowned the MVP of the league. That's great, but if you ask in my opinion, it's all about championships. I want titles. I want the trophy. I want the shine of a trophy sitting in my house. And I want to see more of that hunger. It's not about just winning MVPs. MVPs is nice. Those are great accolades, but it's about winning championships. I've always believed in underdogs, and I'm going to continue to keep believing in the underdog story. I just believe that the championships tells more about greatness when you don't have them and you're collecting dust on a shelf and you got nothing to show what you did in a professional level. I believe that's major. We also have to look at the other battles that are going on with the Timberwolves and the Warriors, the Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. I've been told by numerous analysts that have been talking about him and players alike that have played by him. They said they've never seen such a competitive or confident young man, especially at Ant-Man's age. He's a beast, and he's not trying to lay down for nobody. When you in playoff mode in the NBA, you should not have to lay down for anyone. And this is what we're talking about. Greatness will arise in these moments. Pressure bursts pipes, but those who really believe that this is their time will not be shut down by pressure. The Warriors right now, I believe they play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. May 12th, yes, they do play tomorrow. They are in a bit of a struggle because they're missing their star player. And we all know who that is, Seth.
Mm-hmm. Greatest shooter of all time.
Yes, Stephen Curry. And if Steph's not on that court cooking things up, we can't say that the Jimmy Butlers, we can't say that the Buddy Hields or the Draymond Greens are going to win them games. Even the great coaching of
Steve
Kerr, our coach Steve Kerr, and so many more. This is the time that people arise. Even people, the six man, the starting five, everybody contributes. And again, another one, the Cavaliers and the Pacers, the Knicks and the Celtics. These series is what playoff basketball has the viewers, has us talking about, we're excited about. And I just want to, get into that real quick. Cavaliers and the Pacers, I believe they had a little bit of a moment. They had injuries on the Cavaliers roster, but a lot of them are coming back. These Pacers was looking like they was going to run them out the gym, but no. With Mitchell and the Mobleys and the Garlands, these boys really can play their asses off. They won 64 games during the regular season. Evan Mobley is the defensive player of the year. Donovan Mitchell is a beast. The boy, if y'all want to question his heart and question his grit, question it no more. This young man comes through the paint as if like nobody's going to stop him. And he's shown that through his highlights. The Pacers, they have Halliburton, Halliburton is one of the top point guards in the NBA. That young man is special. This is why I say, Sess, this is why I truly say basketball is back. And
Halliburton's so confident too. Taking that winning shot, that last Pacers game, hit the winning jumper at the end of the day. At the end of regulation. So a lot of good stuff going on. You think the Knicks are going to pull it out? It's 2-1. It can go either way. Next game is pivotal.
I want the good people to hear me sigh on that and take a couple of breaths. Although I'm not a Knicks fan, I am rooting for the Knickerbockers. I believe the Knickerbockers team, this is the team that can go to the NBA Finals. They are showing that they've had this belief within themselves for a while. Sess, you are a Knickerbocker fan in and out.
Yes, sir.
So I gotta come on and really say how I truly feel. I'm a basketball fan. I've gone on record also with other episodes and saying who my all-time team was. I'll take it game by game.
Of course. I got the Knicks in 6, baby. Let's go. Knicks in 6. I love this team. The camaraderie, the way they speak in the post game and the pre-game and the halftime. These guys are awesome. They want to win. They want to play for each other. They want to play for their coach. And I'm all in, baby. Let's go. So the playoffs is hot. We know the playoffs are going to go through the entire month of May. So we'll talk about it, folks, in upcoming episodes. We'll keep you posted. It's hot. I think you're right. Playoffs, NBA is back. I mean, it's the playoffs. So the NBA, not too many leagues do it like the NBA. I know we wanted to talk about the coach, one of the greatest of all time, Greg Popovich.
Greg Popovich has officially retired, my good people, and those in the NBA world and in basketball alike. He's touched a lot of souls and a lot of hearts. He is highly respected by a lot of current NBA players and retired ones. He won 5 NBA titles with the San Antonio Spurs. I believe he also has a couple of gold medals as a coach and on the coaching staff. He has bowed down to going to the upper office with the San Antonio Spurs at this moment because of his health. He He will be, I believe, the president of operations up with the San Antonio Spurs organization. So, which is great because you need someone with that type of wisdom and talent in basketball. He can no longer be on the sidelines or the court be due to his health issues. We wish him well.
We do.
That man is a Hall of Famer, true in and true out. And, Greg Popovich, we salute you, sir.
Yes, sir.
For all your time that you put in the NBA. And believe me, it's been countless times. And for what you've done with this sport and the people that you created relationships with that go on record talking about you. You have a lot of coaches that were part of your tree. And I call them branches because you taught them things which brought them to other teams and gave them positions to start their own coaching careers. So we just want to give all the love and a quick shout out to you, Mr. Popovich.
Yeah, continue to get better. And it was touching seeing Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili
yes,
by his side at the press conference. You could tell it took the stroke has taken its toll on Coach, but hopefully bigger and better things for him in the front office.
We need to see more. For those who are Clippers fans, we know what Kawhi Leonard can do when he's healthy. Make no mistake about Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, as we know him. Kawhi Leonard is a talented basketball player. And when you have him after a game 7 sit there and say that he needs more effort from his players, his teammates, he's not giving any names, folks. He's directing it at certain people and he's being professional. But he knows who he was directing that to. I'm not directing at any one of his teammates, but I am going to say this, James Harden, I wish you either cut that beard off because maybe the beard is not going to get you that championship. You are truly a wealthy man. Basketball has truly, truly blessed you to take care of your family, take care of yourself, and you are a former MVP of the league. But James, is this how you want to go out? I truly thought in Game 7 that you were going to show more effort and be the former MVP that you once were. Enough is enough, people. My good people, enough is enough. To all those basketball fans, please hear me because I'm roaring right now. I'm roaring. And James Harden, you go up there, with shades of greatness, and in Game 7, you fail miserably. To the Clipper fans and the fan base and to the owner, you guys have a lot of work to do moving into the next season. So unfortunately, you have to let that go. I know we've advanced into other brackets, and they will have to rethink a lot of moves in the offseason. But James Harden, like we said in other episodes, and we involved the LeBron Jameses, it's time to honestly sit down in the offseason and think about if you want to continue doing this. So that's what do you think about that?
Listen, James Harden, I don't think I agree with you 100%. It's time for everyone to come to the realization that, listen, I'll give you this. He is a superstar player. James Harden is one of the best shooters, probably the best individual one-on-one players maybe in history. But Kobe said it a long time ago. That style of basketball will not win you NBA championships. It's just not going to happen. And to this day, it's proven over and over again by James Harden. What is he, 0-7 in Game 7s? It's something crazy like that. 0-5 or 0-7 in Game 7s has nothing to show for it. So James is who he is. God bless him. Great ball player. Ultimately, not a great winner, in my opinion.
The NBA playoffs are here, and the drama is thicker than James Harden's beard. If your team's still in it, congrats. If not, grab a bandwagon pass and choose wisely, my friend. Now, before another player drops 50 and you pretend you always believed in them, hit that like button like it's a game-winning buzzer beater. Subscribe now so you don't miss a single meltdown, miracle, or meme-worthy moment. We're talking poster dunks, playoff flops, coaches losing their minds, and fans acting like they've been watching all season. You haven't, but we forgive you. So stay locked in, because here at Village Legends Podcast, we don't just watch the playoffs, we live them. And if you're not rocking with us yet, that's a flagrant foul, my guy.
I mean, if we agree that defense wins championships, right? How is it that you have these superstars that don't play defense? I mean, at the end of the day, like, what are we doing here? You know, like, again, basketball has made these men wealthy, you know, and I don't want to throw out any other names, future Hall of Famers in the NBA, or the Naismith Hall of Fame, I'll say. Sorry, I stand corrected. But I just want to say that how do you think you were going to win a title if you are not an all-around player? You can't just work on your offense and not touch your defensive skills. It's not going to send you anywhere. Bottom line.
Not going to happen.
I mean, what else do I need to say here?
That's it.
It's sad to know and to see a James Harden who literally has the offensive skills, but he's showing, and I'm gonna come out there and be honest.
What are you doing?
Luka, what you call yourself doing? You're moving in slow motion.
Yep.
You have no defensive skills, but yet you can sell out arenas. Make it make sense to me.
It's the offense. The offense will draw them in. But at the end of the day, team basketball, folks. Team basketball. Play the D. Help your teammates out. Get back on D. The little things. James Harden, you're a great player. But when it comes down to it, you're not a winner. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. That's it.
No, my brother. Don't apologize. This is why we are here to talk about. This is exactly what we are here to talk about and why we're here to talk about it. We should not sugarcoat nothing.
That's right.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't need to be in the locker room getting any type of, interview from you or writing stuff down in my notepad. No, we have the podcast for this. We're coming out telling you, you either need to retire James Harden, LeBron James, need to retire. We are thankful. We do not want to make no mistake. We're thankful for the entertainment that you and the skills and the talent that you showed through your time on the big stage, fellas. But at the end of the day, we can't keep going through this watching what y'all are doing. LeBron, you're entirely different. James Harden, Russell Westbrook. And Russell, you might have a chance this year, my brother, because you are on the Nuggets. You are on a team that has won a title, and they showing you how to do this, man.
And he's playing his role, playing that six-man role. Russell's fitting right in.
You know,
yes,
and Russ is enjoying this because this, I don't care what anyone says. And James Harden and Russell Westbrook has gone on record saying they don't care if they win a championship or not. They care about more of them playing the game. And it was like, again, it was all part of them saying, we don't care what people have to say about our time playing. You know, they know what they brought to the NBA. They know what they brought to every day when they worked hard and put their 100% in the sport. But fellas, the goal is to win championships, bottom line. At least one. Try to get one, fellas. Y'all got your MVPs. Okay, that's cool and all. All right. Get the hardware, the real hardware. Get a title so you could really extend and be proud of your legacy. Because when you sit there and tell me that it doesn't bother you, I don't believe you. You need more people.
NBA playoffs continue. We'll keep you posted. Let's go, Knicks. Let's take a little spin to the NFL, the National Football League. A lot of news coming out the past week or two in the NFL. A couple things to touch on. A quarterback retires. A kicker gets the boot. And a few other rundowns that we're going to have. Some of our new recruits, our new players got their numbers. Take it away, Seed. Let us know what we got.
Well, again, good people. The NFL is even though we're far from, we're not far. I stand corrected on that. The July will be here sooner than you believe or sooner than we think for training camps. With the way that media is, they hype things up way too much. We are part of the media, so we're going to sit here and talk about.
Oh shoot!
Yes, with a podcast, sports podcast, we are part of the media. So I want to, just send a shout out to our Giants' third pick overall, Abdul Carter, because he finally got his jersey. There was a lot of talk about that and requesting that he get to speak to the greatest defensive player of all time, Lawrence Taylor, LT himself.
Yep.
To bring his jersey down from the Raptors so he could wear it. There was so much debate on that from the fans, from the analysts, and even from Sess and C Flash. We are going to talk about it because at the end of the day, young man, you just stepped into the water. You know what I'm saying?
You just got here.
How dare you ask for that? And then you try to ask for number 11, who is Phil Simms.
No.
These men have won Super Bowls. So, Abdul, you got to fulfill your journey. You got to fulfill your path. And that includes turning the Giants organization around, making us winners first, and then bring home the Lombardi
dude,
Trophy.
bro,
I'll say this,
you're
very ambitious of the
funny.
kid, picking out two of the greatest Giants of all time. But even LT himself says, nah, young man, I don't think so. Why don't you create your own legacy and pick your own number? Let's leave my number alone. LT knew the deal.
He sure did. And you know what? It's like the younger generation. We are so great. Happy to see that you all are bringing your own style. You all bring your own swag, and the talent is just ridiculous. I've said this on other episodes in the past that these camps that they have opened up and provided for the youth has really gotten you guys prepared to be great before you're great. And I pay homage to those camps. Jackson Dart has number 6. Jackson was our number
first quarterback drafted. He was what, number 27, somewhere in there? 28?
I believe he was a 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
But Jackson has got his number.
Wait, what was Abdul's number?
Abdul is now 51.
51.
So those who are not aware, that Abdul Carter is now 51. When you see him on that field,
nice.
Respectfully, shout out 51.
I can't think of any Giants who wore 51 that were legendary. Can you come up with it? I got 52. I see Pepper Johnson in my head.
No legendary 51.
All right.
At this
Abdul
point,
will take
that
it,
I
baby.
can think of.
All right. And Jackson Dart, number 6.
Yes, sir. There is also with the NFL, I want to change from the New York Giants, but I want to go and also pay respect and give a lot of love to the Carr family. Derek Carr has retired after 11 seasons in the NFL, 9 years with the Raiders and 2 years with the Saints. He totaled up 41,245 passing yards, 257 TDs, 112 interceptions, and had a QB rating at 92.8. Derek had to bow down, and I say that not to use those in bad choice of words, but he had to step away from the sport he loved truly due to his shoulder injury that would have left his rotator cuff in danger. I'm sure the medical team and his people that he consoles with, his agents and everything have also, and his family's got to be first. For Derek to step away from the sport at the highest level, and he's still in his prime, folks. Let's not forget, Derek is still in the prime of his career, and he had to step away. Is got to be tough, Sess.
Definitely got to be tough. Degenerative rotator cuff issues. So basically that means it's never going to get better. So it's just going to continue to worsen. Had a labral tear. Shout out to Derek. I know that you think he's a Hall of Famer. I do not. I think he had a solid career. I think he can be in the Texans. Well, who was it? I'm sorry, the Raiders, right? I think he could be in the Raiders Hall of Fame for sure, because his numbers are actually better than I thought they would be when you listen them out. But yeah, congrats to him on a great career. Obviously cut short, so we're sorry for that. But Derek, spend some time with your family. Enjoy retirement, my brother. What else we got? Real quick, I just want to mention George Perkins traded to the Cowboys. That should be a big pick for those guys. Pickens. I'm sorry. Pickens, George Pickens. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. He should be a good pickup for the Cowboys
from the Steelers.
Yes, sir. Should be a good pickup for them. He's got He's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of tools.
Correct.
So we'll see how that goes. And then there's a little kicker that's under some fire. Tell us about him.
I was, again, it's a sensitive subject, so we have to be careful. So I want to say to all listeners of the Village Legends podcast, when we talk about subjects and topics like this, we are very mindful, and we have to choose our words wisely when we discuss this type of topics. Mr. Tucker. Mr. Justin Tucker of the Ravens, we notably has been under fire himself through some stuff going on in his recent situation of sexual misconduct. We would not be a podcast to not talk about it. Unfortunately, we have to. Out of 16 therapists, massage therapists, that is, they all are filing a sexual misconduct. And out of those 16, they come from 8 different locations.
Wow.
At this time, the Baltimore Ravens have released Justin Tucker. He's definitely been a Pro Bowler. And again, this is as far as we know, so we can't really go too deep into it. It's crazy that we're talking about another football player who is battling these type of allegations. But at the same token, we know as podcast hosts, and we also would like to pay respects to any victims that have been affiliated in this situation. So we want to make sure we say that correctly and say it fairly to the people who were offended and who were violated. So we want to make sure that we get that right. I'm sure the NFL is going to make sure they get that right. Again, the NFL has its own FBI, folks. This is not a game. They truly do. So I'm sure the Baltimore Ravens have their own FBI, and they did their homework. So as a person who has kids, I'm going to come out and say this real fast. We have to be mindful as to what we are preaching to our children as they leave the nest. And I say the nest as our home, because once they get into the real world, we've given them the tools to survive. But now they're showing that once they hit college and once they hit their careers, they're different people. I just don't know what else to say on this topic, but that communication with your family, your loved ones means something. And we have to be understanding and stop lying to ourselves. If there's any signs that you might have seen as a parent with your children, you have to understand it's real. It's real. And if you pick it out, you got to stop it and try to nip it in the bud. Or there's resources out there.
The Ravens are calling it a football decision. Justin Tucker had his worst year of his career last year. So they can get away with calling it a football decision. 16 women. It doesn't look good, but again, it's all alleged. So we'll leave it at that. Let's hope that works itself out. And we give our love to all the alleged victims.
You know you want to be the first to know about the next controversial take. Or maybe you just need a laugh to get through the week. Either way, hit subscribe and join the squad. We've got enough hot takes to keep your brain burning.
Major League Baseball.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Major League Baseball is hot. We're going to do our power rankings. Let's start off with the Mets minute real quick. The Mets just won today. Pulled off a victory today. So we took the rubber game from the Chicago Cubbies. Cubs have some good ball players.
6-2, correct?
6-2 was the final. The Mets are now 26-15 atop the NL East.
Yes.
They're getting great pitching.
And more on the way.
And more on the way. That's right. Alonso has cooled off, but we expected that. He can't maintain that. Vientos is kind of cold, although he went deep today. Brett Beatty, our boy who we've been crushing, I think he's been listening to our podcast because he's coming together. He's got 3 home runs in his last 2 games, so keep it up, Brett.
All right, Brett.
We had a great start, a starting performance from Griffin Canning today, who continues to pitch very, very well.
Real quick, Seth. I don't want to interrupt you. Griffin Canning is they seem very us Mets fans and our Met hopeful seem very very well confident and we are more than confident on this young man if he stays healthy. What do you think as far as his future?
It's very bright. We'll see. I mean, I don't like to judge guys when they first get here. I like to wait, give him some time, but he's off to a really good start. He's got a 2.36 ERA, so you got to love that. And sky's the limit for him. If he can keep going, we can keep winning. And again, folks, we're 26-15, and Juan Soto has not really begun to hit. He showed a few signs. He had 3 home runs in 2 games this week as well. Nimmo, even though he had his 9 RBI performance, has not really been hitting. So, guys, there's still some room for improvement. Mm-hmm. And we're in first place right now, so let's think about that. Real quick, I just want to give my CES Power Rankings, MLB Power Rankings real quick for the week of May 11th. I got the Mets at the number 1 spot right now. Number 2, I got the Detroit Tigers, Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson in the bunch, Cole Keith coming on now. They got a good young squad. Number 3, of course, the high-priced Dodgers with Ohtani still tearing it up, Betts. The pitching staff has been tremendous. Yamamoto has been incredible. And even though Freddie Freeman has a bum ankle, he's still hitting. And number 4, I got the Yankees. Aaron Judge still batting around that 400 mark. He has been very, very impressive. One thing he's doing this year that he hasn't done in the past, he's going the other way. And that's a great idea at Yankee Stadium with that short porch, and it's paying dividends for him. His batting average is about 100 points higher than it's ever been. So good for you, Aaron. Keep it up. Yankees are in the number 4 spot. The Padres round off the top 5 of the CES MLB Power Rankings. The Padres are a good young team. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis is having a great comeback year. And my honorable mention, the Chicago Cubs, Pete Crow Armstrong, what a young talent he is. Considered the best defensive center fielder in baseball right now. So baseball's hot, and it's just getting hotter as the summer months creep in to the mix here, folks.
Yeah, real quick. At the end of the day, it's a rough business with being a professional coach or manager or any executive. People and the ownership and the fan base, they want wins. They don't want excuses. At the end of the day, it's a cruel business. It could be a cruel business because when you're dealing with a career such as baseball, the NBA, NFL, and you are an executive or you are a coach, it involves your time, and it involves also your time away from your family. So the Pittsburgh Pirates have fired manager Derek Shelton. And I believe he went, they pretty much they feel in their mind, they gave him time to turn this thing around. A lot of the frustration is building up with Pittsburgh. They lost 10 of 11 games. From sources and also analysts on ESPN alike, they're spending no money. $1.26 billion less than the Dodgers. The Dodgers have $200 million less than the Brewers. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. The Pittsburgh Pirates have spent $1.26 billion less than the Dodgers, $200 million less than the Brewers. Basically, when the analysts calculate all that with their own personal calculators, they're saying to Pittsburgh, stop being cheap because you're not going to contend with these other teams. You guys have the money, spend the money. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, Seth, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, not to cut you off, but unfortunately, Pittsburgh is just a franchise that has been notoriously cheap their entire history, pretty much, especially in
Barry
the past.
Bonds?
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the past 30 years. The Pirates have always relied on young talent. They've relied on keeping young talent at a bargain. See Andrew McCutchen most recently. He could have went elsewhere and gotten more money. He gave them a bargain. He stayed. He played some great years there. That's just who the Pirates are. I'm not that surprised. I'm not surprised that they have such good young talent. And I'm not surprised that they probably won't end up keeping them either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Just real quick also, just want to talk about I don't think a lot of us are shocked by it because of the talent that Aaron Judge possesses. There was talks about that he has been might be rated as from a very big time ESPN analyst and respected Buster Posey. He calls him the best hitter in baseball. But also might say he might be the best right-handed hitter, which can be debated by a lot of reporters, a lot of analysts, a lot of fans. As of right now, you have Aaron Judge, you have Hank Aaron.
Well, to me, Hank Aaron is the best right-handed hitter of all time. He is one of the best players in history, period. Hank Aaron could do everything on a baseball field, came up as a shortstop, ended up in the outfield, of course, was the home run king for many years. Hank Aaron, to me, is the best right-handed hitter of all time. Now, Judge could end up being one of the top right-hand hitters of all time. If he stopped today, is he better than Manny Ramirez today? If he stopped playing today, has he had a better career? I don't think so. Some people may. Is he better than A-Rod if he stopped playing today? I don't think so. Some people may, but he's up there for sure. Let's see what his career brings. And it's a great thing to follow. Greatest right-hand hitter of all time is one of my favorite questions to ponder in Major League Baseball. Guys like Joe DiMaggio would be on that list, who's one of my favorite players of all time as well. So a lot to go off of there. So good stuff there, C.
Mm-hmm. And also, let's be mindful, the talk was also with Albert Pujols.
That's right. Another one.
So
Another
when you step out and make a comment of the greatest right-handed hitter in baseball history, you got to back that up with facts. You know, at the end of the day, and Aaron's issue is he disappears in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these players that we could call right now and name, they don't disappear. Now their teammates might have disappeared, but when you say the greatest right-handed hitter in baseball, make sure we understand, my good people. We talk about players that won championships, so you have to include them in those type of rankings. Going back to what I was saying as far as Pittsburgh, the MLB National League since 2018 has spent 36% in trying to better their teams and make their teams great. The American League spending 8% since 2018. 4 National League teams have done well due to spending, which are the Mets, Padres, Phillies, and Dodgers. Top 6 or 7 teams in MLB are in the National League as the result of them spending. So therefore, with that being said, the Pirates are not doing their part. Getting back to what we talked about earlier with this segment.
Yeah.
The Pirates are not doing their part. And if you have the money, what is that telling your fan base? You don't want to win. You just want to fill up seats. And that's sad.
And it's a beautiful stadium, too, which I've been to. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful walk over the bridge. Listen, the Pirates are not going to change. They are who they are. They're just hoping that they have a good season, see how far they could get with their young talent, and they go from there. Champions League soccer, UEFA Champions League. This week was a big week. Inter Milan beat Barcelona in an absolute classic. And PSG beat Arsenal as most expected. It was 2-1. It was close. So the UEFA Champions League final is set. It's going to be Inter Milan versus PSG. And that's going to take place on May 31st. So that's what that is. And of course, we had the Clasico today. Barcelona beat Real Madrid 4-3 to clinch La Liga. They are the league champions now. Most people expected that to happen. Real has not had a great season. And Barca, besides the Champions League loss, has had an excellent season for the most part. So soccer's hot once again. Champions League final May 31st. At 9 p.m. Inter Milan, PSG, be there or be square. What else we got real quick? Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty wins the Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty beat the field. Amazingly, all 19 horses that performed in the Derby were descendants of Secretariat. They were from the same bloodline, all these horses. So that's pretty crazy. Sovereignty is going to skip the Preakness and go right to the Belmont. So there will be no Triple Crown winner this year. A lot of debate about how horse racing schedules their top events, putting them too close together for a lot of horses and a lot of trainers who are choosing to skip the second leg of the Triple Crown.
Well, I'm going to jump into boxing real quick. We're going to get into boxing real fast. The whole September 12th showdown between Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford is official, folks. September 12th. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a hellified boxing fan. And I truly believe this is going to be one of the greatest fights to ever take place. Both fighters fight with pride. They fight to not lose. And they both got good chins. I wasn't aware of how Canelo is, and he's not that much shorter, but he's shorter than Crawford. Canelo has always, showed a lot of courage in the crowd, showed his toughness, that he has a heart. Terrence Crawford has always been, looked down at. You know, people have always looked at Terrence as a lighter fighter, or He's not a fighter that can beat the bigger fighters. And, I don't understand how, my good people, that in boxing, we look at Terrence Bud Crawford as someone that can't defeat the monster, that can't defeat the Goliaths in boxing. Terrence has gone on record saying that he's always fought people bigger than him, even from the time before he put gloves on and laced them up, in the streets. His mother has been gone on record that his mother used to pay kids in the neighborhood to fight her son.
Wow.
Which has got him to where he's at today. So pay homage to Terrence Crawford's mom, because she has gotten and made her son into something special.
Talk about tough love.
A two-time unified division. A unified champion with unifying all the belts in the lightweight division, the welterweight division. Terrence has showed just how great he is. And come September 12th, I think a lot of us need to go to your jobs now. Listen to me, my good people. Go to work tomorrow. Take a vacation day. All right? Put it in and hope that you get that day off. Okay? A lot of us, I know, work 9 to 5s, might have weekends off, but then there's some that don't. Okay? For those who don't, go to work tomorrow and take a vacation day and put it in at your job. It is the most important fight, I believe, of this year that's going to take place. This might go up there with the ranks of the Super Bowl.
Wow.
This is definitely a super fight that everyone should get excited for. Everyone has heard me voice my opinions of how disgusted I've been with boxing, and on other episodes. But I have to say that this fight right here, along with the changing of promoters and some of the promoters stepping up their game, because they have been stepping up their game. It's just the fighters have to take the deals. And when they take these deals, boxing is back, folks. As of right now, it's still mediocre. But there's one thing I'm excited about is Terrence and Canelo fighting. And I just want to go out there and say, hopefully, on a debate that we could debate on our podcast right now, Seth, do you truly believe that this can go up with one of the top grossing fights? Again, I'm going to start with the top 10 and I want to just throw this out there to everyone.
The top 10 grossing fights in history, right?
In boxing history.
Hit.
I'm going to start from number 10, which is Ali Frazier, which grossed $45 million total, $45 million after the pay-per-view buys. And I don't even know if it was pay-per-view buys at that time, because when I talked to, my parents and all the old school people, they said they had to go to movie theaters. So I guess that's what we can include as pay-per-view buys. Tyson versus McNeely grossed $96 million overall. Number 8, Tyson versus Holyfield 2 grossed at $100 million. That was the biting of the ear fight. Ali versus Foreman, number 7, $100 million overall it grossed. Number 6, Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. That's crazy. Just to hear these numbers, $120 million overall.
That's great.
Ali versus Frazier 3. Okay. Which was, I always could never compare, but to know that made more money than Ali Frazier 1, oh my God, $125 million. Okay. It grossed. Number 4, Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, $150 million, folks. All right. Number 3, Mayweather versus De La Hoya, $165 million. All right. Number 2, Mayweather versus Conor McGregor grossed 600 million overall. And number 1, Mayweather versus Manny, the Pac-Man Pacquiao. 620 million, folks. So, what? And I go to my man Sess for the debate. What? What numbers in your mind are we looking at come September?
All right, here we go. Now, let me first start off by saying this, that top 10 list that you just listed for us, it's all Mayweather, Ali, and Tyson, except for one fight, which is Tank and Ryan Garcia. Besides that, it's Mayweather, Ali, and Tyson. One thing I do not see in this fight come September, Canelo versus Crawford, one thing I do not see is the name Mayweather, Ali, or Tyson anywhere in there. So therefore, I hate to say it, I do not think that Canelo and Crawford breaks this top 10 list. I do not think that they become one of the top 10 grossing fights in history because, to be honest with you, as much as I want it to, I don't think boxing is at a place where any of these other fights were at the time when they were live and direct. And I think Canelo is slowly on his way out. And I think Crawford, you love him. I know my brother loves him. I think Crawford is slightly overrated. He's good for his era, and he's very good in the time that he's in. But my answer is no. They will not break the top 10, my friend.
I could say I really truly agree with you on that, Sess, because of the fact of people are disgusted with boxing. I truly hate having to say that because I'm a big time boxing fan, but people don't trust boxing. And I really believe that there is hope with boxing. I believe that these promoters and that these boxers can turn things around. We have to make changes internally with themselves, and know that, and you just take the time to listen to the fans, the fan base, and hear why we're disgusted and why we feel that we're being robbed.
We break down every fight like it's Mayweather versus Pacquiao, except we actually make it exciting. Village legends, y'all. Now quick, hit that like button before they rob you too.
Of these great talents that can show us just how great they are. So I agree with you 100%. And, I wish both of them well.
Yep.
Come September. I'm going to go on record and say that I believe, Terrence Bud Crawford will defeat Canelo.
Woo!
Come
You
September
heard it here
12th.
first. You heard it here first, folks.
I just believe that Bud is truly talented. He has a great boxing IQ. Canelo has gone up and down in weight, so he has that experience. Canelo has gone on record saying that once he lost to Floyd showed him some things that he had to go back and work on the gym with.
Yeah.
And I believe that Canelo is going to try to use a lot of that experience versus Terrence Bud Crawford. But Terrence Bud Crawford, my good people, let's make no mistake about it. He's a different animal. He's not a Floyd Mayweather. Terrence Bud Crawford, is someone who is that he's that aggressor that will come and meet you in that ring, no matter what side. He's not going to run. He's not going to bounce around and try to avoid your punches. No, Terrence has something, along with his trainer and manager, Bomac. They really put together, preparation for fighters. And again, when he was fighting Errol Spence Jr., everyone kept saying that Terrence is too small. Terrence ain't fought nobody. That was a slaughter. Again, I say it again. That was a slaughter. And I stand on it. People understand Terrence Bud Crawford is no joke. Saul Canelo, he is no joke as well. But I got to say that I think his time is coming to an end.
Should be a lot of fun, especially if Crawford is the aggressor in this fight. That's when you get the best Canelo, when there's an aggressor in front of him. So it should be good, brother.
So real quick, my good people, we are going to have a debate, and I would like this is where the listeners and my partner Sess could sit here and debate. Manny Pacquiao is coming out of retirement, folks. Manny is going to fight Mario Barrios on July 19th of this year at the welterweight at 147. And it's for the WBC welterweight title. Manny also will be running again for Senate in his native of the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that could be something great or good for Manny, because how are you going to focus for both? Manny now is at 46 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he have left in the tank, folks? Pacquiao is, or does he still have the magic?
I don't get it. Why is he taking this fight? Is it just for the payday? Was this a challenge laid out to him? What's going on here, C-Flat?
Hopefully one day we will be able to get the great Manny Pacquiao, 8-time division boxing champion, future Hall of Famer. We will be able to get him on our show, and we'll be able to ask him these questions. We truly can't answer them. So we would like some answers from the great one, Manny Pacquiao.
We know he loves the sport, that's for sure. We know he loves it. 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 72 total professional fights. Nobody has done it like Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Hopefully he does have a good reason to fight, and all power to him. We wish him the best.
Correct. I'm with you 100%. We wish you the best, Manny. And I really, really, hope that your wife, Jinky, I believe I'm saying that right, that she talks you out of this. Because Pac-Man, there's a time where you have to say, you know what, my time is up. Real quick, Sess, I just want to give a shout out to the Florida Gators national champion, the national champion college basketball champions, Florida Gators head coach, for getting a contract extension, 6 years, $40.5 million, making $6.75 annually at 39 years old. He is the youngest coach in college basketball history to actually get an extension this high. NCAA football, Clemson will be playing Notre Dame annually for the next 12 years till 2038. This starts in 2027 for all those Irish and Tigers fans. Just again, Clemson will be playing Notre Dame annually for the next 12 years till 2038, which starts in 2027. And shout out and much respect. Of course, we gave props to Evan Mobley for being a Defensive Player of the Year. I want to give props to Coach Kenny Atkinson for winning the NBA Coach of the Year.
Nice, Kenny.
From the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well deserved. Led his team to 64 wins this season.
Fantastic. That is great stuff, my brother. Great stuff. There's another college football point that you wanted to make. I know I've stressed that a couple times. And I think it involves your blue. You're big.
Yes.
You're blue. Go blue. Talk to us.
As much as I've been frustrated with it in the past, I've also been a very big advocate, and I'm gonna continue to be one who defends the University of Michigan, because I've played the game of football and I know how hard it is. But one thing I just can't stand for, that college football players are trying to make it to the NFL. And if the NFL has rules where or things in place that are different from college football, but they accept things. Why are we sitting here as spectators and fans and people who want to judge and say things that, or what makes you have the right to say, hey, oh, that was illegal or that is cheating? No. NCAA college football, the officials, the presidents, people alike, let it go. It's time to let it go. Jim Harbaugh has moved on to the NFL. He is now the head coach of the San Diego Chargers, and has moved on. Again, you're trying to find things. You're trying to disrespect the University of Michigan. They went 15-0 because of their talent. Okay? The whole Connor Stallions thing, whatever other stuff that you guys continue to keep putting out there. Listen, not to say it because I'm a Michigan fan, but it takes more than that. Okay? It takes more than that to win football games. And at the end of the day, for example, those who played the game, if you ran a play that your offensive coordinator is telling you to run in practice and you guys continuously mess it up, they'll make you run that same play 5 or 6 times. So it's always starting offense versus starting defense. So the starting defense already knows in practice what you're going to run. Okay? It's their job to stop it. So if that seems like that's not a good example, so be it. I really could care less. But to keep trying to, not keep knocking on a door that the door's not going to open. There's no need for it. There's no need to answer critics. Let's call it for what it is. NCAA has made it personal to go after Jim Harbaugh, but you can't. So therefore you decide, well, I won't even say that you decided. You are finding ways to make Michigan liable. You're finding ways to punish Michigan.
Just real quick, not to cut you off, but just for our listeners who don't know what's going on, the Michigan football team was accused of illegally scouting other teams during the 2023 season. Connor Stallions, a low-level staffer, was accused of illegally showing up at team practices, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And stealing signs and signals and plays for the University of Michigan. The NCAA is out, I guess, on a witch hunt at this point to try to pin this onto Michigan. But as you said, Harbaugh's in the NFL now. I think it's time to let it go.
Yes. And, the University of Michigan has also taken the responsibility to suspend Coach Sharon Moore, who was the offensive coordinator, and his part that people consider played a part in that 2023 season. We just can't keep, dragging or beating at a dead horse. Is that the right saying?
Yep. Don't beat a dead horse. That's
Stop
right.
beating at a dead horse. Feel the way you want to feel, but it's time to move on. Okay? We are no longer going to get the resolve that you think you're going to get.
No one's taking my boys' championship away. It's not happening, folks.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
It's not happening.
All right? Stop the BS, people. Stop the BS. NCAA, sit down. Okay? Sit your asses down and stop the nonsense. Let it go. And as always, that is,
that extra point. That's right. That's what that is right there. Very nice. Very nice, my brother. I think that'll do it for the most part. I think we covered all the bases. Anything else? Any hits or misses we want to get into? Yep. All right. Well, I think we did it. We did it well today. We let you guys know. Please leave the comments, like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Let us know what you want to hear, who you want to hear, and we'll try to get it going for you. Before we go out, of course, it's May 11th. Let's touch on some sports birthdays today. A couple of belated birthdays. Happy belated birthday to the great Willis Reed. Last time the Knicks won the NBA title, 1973. Willis Reed, of course, the famous story where he comes back on the floor from injury and leads them to victory. And, of course, Bill Cowher, former great Hall of Fame Pittsburgh Pirates NFL head coach. And celebrating a birthday today, Steve Bono, the quarterback, backup quarterback for the Niners for many years and a couple other teams. Eric Young, former major leaguer. Shout out to him from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Okay.
Cam Newton, the great quarterback from the Carolina Panthers, is having a birthday today. Andres Iniesta, one of the greatest midfielders in soccer history, played for Spain national team and, of course, Barcelona. Thibaut Courtois, the current goalie for Real Madrid, a great player for Belgium in his own right. Shout out to you guys. Happy birthday. Guys, thank you as always. Episode 6 is now in the books. Episode 7 is already in the hopper, and ain't nothing stopping this train. C-Flash, take us out as only you can, my brother. Talk to him.
Again, thank you to all our listeners. Episode 6 is truly a blessing that we here on episode 6. We come to the close, and this is awesome. It's just so awesome for us to be able to keep speaking to each and every one of you. Have a great week, and enjoy your days. And as always, think sports. Hey.
Thanks for joining Village Legends with Cess and C-Flash. Miss a moment and you miss a meme. Hit that subscribe and notification button before your team gets swept.